great. I miss you both so much already. Why are we so far apart? It sucks. But today I'm going to show you a little bit about pins and patches, talk to you about where to find them, how to put them on, the whole shebang. So let's start out with where to find them. You know, I feel like finding pins and patches can be really difficult sometimes, but the first place I would recommend looking is your local vintage shop. I mean, that's where I found a lot of the stores that I like on Etsy, and it's also going to be somewhere where you can find ones with a little bit of oomph, with a little bit of, you know, to be the stuff that you're going to really enjoy talking about. You know, I found this on this little vintage shop. It'll also make you sound so cool. So cool. If you can't find them at your local vintage shop, I would definitely recommend looking online. You know, start on eBay, start on Amazon. Just keep in mind places like that are really, really big, and it's going to be hard to find some specific aesthetics you're looking for. Same goes with vintage shops. It's just going to be hard to find something really specific. Now, two places I would definitely recommend looking are Depop, D-E-P-O-P. It's this neat little app, and it usually has really, really cool people on it that I really enjoy looking at. But number one, I would look at Etsy. I think Etsy is going to be your best bet. It has a lot of people who really take into consideration different aesthetics, and it's also just a really cool place. I mean, this is like a place where people post their art, and it's just somewhere that if you haven't seen, you should get into. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of stores that I really, really enjoy. First is going to be Ultra Terrestrial. This is absolutely, hands down, my favorite Etsy shop of all time. It has stickers, it has pins, it has patches. It's just one of my favorite places to be. And you get a little handwritten note when you buy from them, which is like all I need, because I always need my ego to be fed, TBH. Another really cool place to look is Banana Bones. It's just this little cute shop that I found, you know, just through recommended pics on Etsy. Another really cool place is Wildflower & Company. I've gotten a lot of my patches from there, my As If heart and also my moon signs patches. Another one is called Bell's Art. I think it has really cool aesthetic-y kind of things for a very specific aesthetic. Cuckoo Suzette is definitely one that I've recently found that I'm going to be buying a lot from because I just really, really enjoy it. Do you guys remember being in Girl and Boy Scouts, if you were in that, and getting a ton of patches? Well, I found that these actually make really, really good patches to put on your jacket, because people who know that kind of stuff are going to love it. They're just going to think that's the coolest thing, and people who don't know are going to be like, whoa, that's a neat patch. Where could you get something like that? And you're like, you didn't do the work. You don't just get a patch without doing the work. Okay, so let's get into different kinds of pins and patches. So first of all, you're going to have different pins that are going to be like this. They're going to have this little backing where you have to put the hook in the little, I don't know what that's called. These are some of my favorite. I like them because they're pretty big, you know, they're a little bit smaller than my palm, but they also are really, really easy to get on and off, and I can put them like anywhere, on anything. And whenever I want to spice things up, I'll just change the positioning of these pins. If you're looking for them, they're also called badges, so keep that in mind if you're on Etsy and you're thinking you can't think of a search term. Another kind are going to be these itty bitty bitty pins. This is from Ultra Terrestrial. This is actually their logo. Now these are smaller, so they're going to be harder to see, but they're usually the cooler ones. They're also more sturdy because they're usually made out of metal. Now they can also have an enamel fronting. I tend to get ones without them because I think that when the light catches it, you can't read it. And what's the point of a pin if you can't see it? I don't know, I tend to get ones without it. But again, it's totally up to you whether you want enamel or not. Some people like them because they think they hold up better, but I think that if they're already made out of metal, they're gonna stand up to just as much with or without enamel. Last but not least, we have your regular patch. Now, a lot of these patches are going to come with an iron-on backing, which is what you want. That's the sign of a pretty quality patch. But if you're looking at some homemade ones that are on Etsy, they might not come with that, in which case just sew them. But the ones with the iron-on, 100% iron them on. Now, I would recommend ironing this on first and then sewing it down, because you don't want to pin it and sew it and there'd be little bubbles and then you try to iron it and it's going to look a little weird. So just iron it down first, sew it later. And remember to put a towel over the top so you don't ruin your patch, which is crucial. First of all, is my favorite patch of all time, Have a Fucking Mystical Day. It's from Ultra Terrestrial. Look at those eyes! I mean, I just love it so much. It's just my aesthetic, those are my colors, I love it. So thanks so much for listening, Edie, Natalie, as always, I love you and I hope you're doing great. See you soon.
I don't need money.
My song of the week is by Cruel Youth. It's called Mr. Watson. Recently, I've just been low-key obsessed with it. I think it really combines, you know, this Marina and the Diamonds vibe along with Halsey. It has that kind of really nice sound to it that I really enjoy, and the vocals I think are really neat. So Go check it out. Bye.
People asking what I do.